We are almost halfway into the NBA season, and I think it is now that time that we break down the MVP race. Now, I do this video every single year, and this year I have 5 candidates that I believe have an actual chance to win the MVP award. Now, my criteria is very simple. You have to obviously be one of the best players in the league, your team has to be successful, and most importantly, you have to have a really good performance to solidify yourself as the MVP. Now, I know there's still 40 plus left games in the regular season, so something could happen, like one of these guys could score 60 or 70 points. Regardless, I still feel like the points I'm going to make in this video are going to stand for the rest of the year. Now again, I did this video last year, but basically I'm going to go down every single candidate one by one, and at the end of the video, I'm basically going to rank who I think has the best chance to win the award. Also, there are a couple honorable mentions. Basically, they just didn't meet the criteria or they got injured. Like Tyrese Halliburton, for example, he could have definitely had a case. However, he just had a very bad injury that could possibly ruin his season. And also Kevin Durant, I love him. He's having a great year, but the Suns record is not the best. But anyways, I still feel these 5 candidates are deserving of winning the award. Now, I think it's only right we start with the person who just won the award last year, and that's Joel Embiid. Not only are the Sixers one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, but Joel Embiid is having one hell of a year. In fact, if Joel Embiid keeps on the same pace that he's having right now, he would have a better season than he did last year. Embiid is having a great year. He's had lots of monumental performances, but there's just one small problem. There's a possibility that Joel Embiid can't even win the award. According to the NBA's brand new CBA rules, you have to play at least 65 games in the regular season to be eligible to win certain awards. Now, I've said we're about 40 games into the year, but Joel Embiid has missed 8 games already. Now, 8 games might not seem like a lot, but that's over half of the minimum games he can miss. And Embiid is currently day to day with a foot injury he's been dealing with. Now, personally, I don't think he's injured. I honestly think he's dodging games, and this is a video that I'm going to be making soon. But the point I'm trying to make is that there's a possibility that even though Embiid's having a great year, he can't even win the award. It's a damn shame because statistically, he's been the best scorer in the league, and overall, he's one of the reasons why the Sixers have been so dominant this year. But the unfortunate reality for Embiid is that due to injuries, he might not even be eligible to win the award. I know some people might hate this new CBA rule. Me personally, I think it stops players from trying to miss games on purpose. So as good of a season as Embiid is having, I just feel like he's going to miss more games than allowed. But for the rest of these candidates, I don't really think that's going to be a problem. Of course, something could happen, and I pray to God it doesn't, but you never know. So the next guy I want to talk about is somebody that's always been in the conversation, but has never actually been taken seriously, and that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA is having one hell of a year, and I think people are finally being put onto him. Now, in the past, I said that it wasn't possible for Shai to win MVP because it was just the Thunder not having a good record. I mean, last year, I put in my MVP video, and I said, guys, if the Thunder have a good record, maybe there's a possibility, but this year they're the second best team in the West. And if the Thunder were to end the season as the 1 or 2 seed, what is stopping voters from saying Shai is deserving of the award? He's one of the best scorers the game has to offer. He has the stats for it. He has the team success. The narrative is there. Everybody loves Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't really see that many reasons he can't win the award other than maybe, you know, a lot of people aren't fully put onto him, but then again, I think that's ridiculous. But if I had to go off stats and narratives and everything that fits my criteria, Shai is definitely up there and people that can win the award. Somebody else we got to talk about is Giannis, and you guys know I've been supporting Giannis for the past couple years for MVP. Last season, me and my boys, we all did a video where we basically had our little NBA award show, and in that video, we all agreed that Giannis won the MVP. However, as you know, that didn't happen, but this year, I'm still on the train that Giannis should be at least in consideration to win MVP. He has the stats for it, the team is doing well, not right now, they're actually playing really bad, but according to the standings, they're still one of the best teams in the league, and Giannis, like I said, is having one hell of a year. The downside is the media. I don't know if the media is going to let him win another MVP award. I do think because of voter fatigue and, you know, how he won those MVP awards a while back, that they just don't want to give him the award again. Unless he has a crazy season statistically where it's something we've never seen before, I doubt they're going to consider him. And it's unfortunate because I love Giannis. He's one of my favorite players, but it sucks because, again, there's just other players having better seasons. So unless someone goes on a crazy fall off like Jokic did last year, I just don't see it really happening. But speaking of Jokic, I think he's the next guy we got to talk about. I think it's very disingenuous to not talk about Jokic when he's having one hell of a year. Now, statistically, he's seen a little bit of a fall off, but this being a fall off for Jokic isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, he's scoring a couple points less, he's getting a couple less rebounds, but that's really about it. And at the time of recording this, the Denver Nuggets are currently 3rd in the Western Conference, so it's not like the Nuggets are a terrible team. So as far as team success and statistically, Jokic is definitely there. Now, I wouldn't say Jokic is having a crazy advanced season compared to previous years where he's won the award, but they're good enough stats, I would say, to at least have him in the conversation. However, the same downside I have for Jokic is the same with Giannis. I think voter fatigue will come into play, especially because last year, I genuinely believe that he should have won the award over Embiid. I know I was going for Giannis, but I did say that if Jokic was going to win another MVP last year, I wouldn't have been mad. I feel like Embiid wrongfully won the award, and I thought it was terrible for the game of basketball. But now seeing what happened last year, I just don't see the possibility of Jokic winning the award again. But it's not like he gives a fuck. He has his horses. Okay, but all jokes aside, I do think that Jokic should at least be in the consideration, especially with the year he's having. And now finally, someone that I've been wanting to talk about, and someone that is having quietly one of the best seasons we've seen from him, is Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is statistically having the best season of his career, and I think this is something to talk about. I mean, statistically, he's doing everything: scoring, rebounding, getting assists. I mean, he's had his crazy fair share of performances. I mean, did you see that 50-point bomb he had against the Phoenix Suns? Which, what the fuck, man? He owns my team. Okay, but all jokes aside, Luka's having a great year, and I can definitely see the media getting behind Luka and saying he's deserving of the award. The one downside is the Mavericks. The Mavericks aren't having the best year, and if you guys remember, Russell Westbrook, when he won the award, I think it was 2017, I want to say, when he won the award, the Thunder were the 6th seed. Now, granted, I do think there's a possibility the Mavericks move up in the standings, but if they stay in that 5, 6, or 7 seed, I don't see Luka getting consideration. Now, unless the Mavericks do jump to maybe the top 3 in the standings, which is a possibility, maybe Luka will get consideration. So with that being said, those are the 5 people that I think have the best chance to win the award. But where do I rank these guys as far as actually winning? But boys, before I get into the rankings, who I think is going to win MVP, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, I do want to give a quick shout out to my boy Meeks, who is editing this video. He's edited a video for me in the past, and slowly I'm going to integrate him as the editor for this channel. I'm going to put his Instagram in the link in the description below if you want to hit him up to have him edit a video for you. But with that being said, man, let's get back to the video. So at number 5, I have Joel Embiid. The main contributor is just the fact that I don't know if statistically he'll be able to win the award. And I mean, if you're not even eligible to win it, then you obviously, well, can't win the award. At number 4, I have Nikola Jokic. I think not only due to voter fatigue, but the fact that Jokic has kind of struggled this year, I just don't see the voters giving him the award. Overall, I just don't see Jokic winning the award again, especially when there are players with way better stats than him this year. And listen, I know it's crazy to say Jokic is having a bad year. It's not that he's having a bad year. He's just not having, you know, a great year compared to what he's done in the past. Relax, Swiper Cam. Don't try to fucking fight me because I talked about your boyfriend Jokic. Calm the fuck down, mate. At number 3, and as much this pains me, I have Giannis. For one, the Bucks have been struggling, and it's something that definitely needs to be talked about. But also, I think it's just due to the fact that voter fatigue, which is something that I fucking hate that I have to say. Like, if you're the best player in the league, which Giannis is the best player in the league, but if you're the best player in the league, why can't you win the fucking award? And again, I would probably even say this for Jokic, but unless Giannis has a crazy year, like I'm talking a 35-point triple-double, and the Bucks are the 1 seed, and I don't know, he has a fucking 60-point game, I can't see him winning the award. I could still see some of the voters trying to justify not to vote for him. And at number 2, I'm gonna give it to Luka. One, it's his record. I just don't see the Mavericks being a good enough team for Luka, you know, to be seen as an MVP. I mean, if you're the MVP, you're the most valuable player on your team, and you have to be successful as a team to have your player win MVP. There's been a couple anomalies, but I just don't think Luka is going to break that anomaly. And the second reason is due to the fact that number 1, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he just has it. In the most non-weird possible way, he has fucking aura, man. He has that MVP aura. He has the stats. The Thunder, they're an exciting young team. And whether or not the Thunder go to the finals or they get bounced to the first round, Shai is having one hell of a year. But yeah, I think Shai is going to win MVP. And when he does inevitably win MVP, I want you guys to come back to this video and see I was right. And if Shai doesn't end up winning, I'm a private it. I'm not fucking playing.